short video, I'm going to show you an example of how I've set up Google Classroom in the past for teaching. And it's very simple. There's really three main components that I find useful in Google Classroom. The first is the stream. This is where you can post announcements and share something with your class that you want to share, materials, a reminder, whatever it might be. And you can share it with a particular set of students or one student or all students easily. And if you're teaching multiple classes, you can post it to one or another class. You can also add attachments to that, and if you want to, you can schedule that for later. So you can plan out a few posts at the beginning of the week and have them distributed whenever you want. The next major section after the stream, which is kind of the announcement area, is the classwork area. And this is where you can organize course materials. So in this case, we've got quizzes, discussion questions, slides, assignments, readings, videos, and some additional resources. And you can use this to just provide an organizational structure for the materials that you have in the class so that people can easily find anything that they need to find during the semester. And they can submit their assignments, for example, by clicking on the particular assignment. They can access your slides if you're sharing your slides. They can respond to your discussion questions and so forth. The People tab shows you who's in the class and you can reach out to them individually. The Grades tab shows you the grades and allows you to put in grades, grade the assignments that you get if you want to use Google Classroom for that. You obviously don't have to use it for all of those purposes, but it's quite easy. It's pretty straightforward, and I find it useful to use for organizing class materials and for grades. So here's how you create something. You click this Create button, and you can choose whether you're creating an assignment, a quiz, a question that you're posing to students, and let's say you're asking a general question. You can give them more details, and you can then add additional elements from Google Drive. You can add a link, a file, or a YouTube video to that as well. You can make this a short answer question, a multiple choice question. You can make it graded or not graded, depending on what you want. You can allow students to edit it afterwards. You can also allow students to reply to each other. And this is where you really benefit from having a discussion board in this way. You can assign it to a particular topic, which in this case basically means you'd put it under discussion questions. So it will be filed on the right section when students are looking down the page. And that's pretty much it. It's very easy to use. It's intended originally for elementary and high schools, but now colleges and universities and grad schools are using it as well in place of a more complicated learning management system that does more than we need. And that's a quick overview and an intro to Google Classroom. And as you begin to play with it, you'll find it's pretty easy to use and quick to get started with. When you're ready to share your Google Classroom, when it's all set up, you can share with students the class code, and they can just go to Google Classroom with their journalism school account. And by the way, you have to set up your Google Classroom from your journalismschool.edu account. You can't just use your any old Gmail account. It specifically has to be your jschool.edu account. And you can give students this code, and they just go to Google Classroom and sign up. Or you can copy an invite link and just send them the link when you're sending them an email and say, hey, go to this link and join our Google Classroom. It's as easy as that. So that's Google Classroom in a nutshell, and I hope you find it useful. And I'd be glad to help with any questions you have about it or to work with you on improving your Google Classroom setup for the beginning of the semester.